The idea of being here, doing art for a living, this just blows my mind. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Ross Jaws. My name is Ross Tran, aka Ross Jaws on the internet, and I am a concept artist and illustrator. At a young age, I really loved drawing. I'm an only child. I felt mostly alone. All I had was my imaginary friends inside my head, all these imaginary worlds. And so I would venture out in my grandma's backyard, pretending to play with them, world build, and kind of have adventures with my characters. And then I would go inside and start drawing. That was the only creative outlet I had. I drew my homework, I drew where I could. Even in the shower, with my finger in the fog, just something anywhere I can kind of create. But every time I drew, I got in trouble by my dad. He didn't want me to pursue that path. But I don't blame him, he was trying to be a good father. He wanted to set me up for success. A lot of his family are doctors and lawyers, and so he wanted me to follow the same path. So I fell out of love with drawing. It wasn't my passion anymore. But when my parents divorced, I suddenly had all this free time to explore who I was. I found out you could do art for a living. I refound that passion, and I grinded really hard to try to get into art school, and I had a lot of catching up to do because a lot of my peers had a head start. And so every day drew 8 to 12 hours, and luckily I got in. Since then, 17, I moved to LA, and I just pursued it ever since. Growing up, I wanted to do 2 things: draw and make people laugh, and there wasn't a role model for me. And so I spent a week in my room just experimenting with different concepts of video drawing, and then I made Ross Jaws, the YouTube channel. Oh, we have to do an intro. Ross Jaws, Miss Pudding! My YouTube channel is all about mixing art, fun, and education. Maybe I would take a pizza, turn it into a landscape, take a picture of myself and transform myself into Ariel from The Little Mermaid and make a piece like that. And so I just really want to show that art can be fun, and then you can learn stuff like that. A lot of my influences were anime and concept art, and so I feel like my art style is a marriage between the two. And so you'll see kind of a very stylized characters, a lot of female characters. I want to be them, I want to draw them, especially all the girls. My fans always roast me for that we need more male characters on the channel, which I'm working on. Halfway through my YouTube channel, I felt like something was missing. I felt like I was drawing a lot of fan art, which I love, but I did have my own world out there, and I wanted to create something that was mine, like my own character, my own world I could thrive in. And so I took an old project from art school, and I kind of blew it up, made it a Kickstarter, and wow, that was it. It's insane how far it's come. Nima is a young female samurai who has her soul scattered across the universe, and she has to go to each of the elemental worlds and reclaim her light back. And through that journey, she learned a lot about who she is. Nima's story kind of really parallels mine, because at a young age, I lost my light. I fell into deep shadows, and I had to slowly, each year, find out, try to capture that passion back again. Me and Nima, we are finding our light together. One of the best things you can do for your characters and your world is to infuse your personal experiences into, who they are, because that is what's going to make them believable, someone they can relate to. We are in the process of pitching Nima to studios, turning Nima into an anime, which I'm super excited for. Right now, my dad is proud of me. He was still hesitant when I told him that I was going to art school. When he saw me thrive, with Ross Draws, kind of doing my own thing, he can finally back off a bit. So he's still being a dad, but our relationship is fine. If I could go back in time and find my 6-year-old self, I would tell him that, Ross, you don't have to worry. You will achieve everything you set your mind to. It's gonna be hard. Just remember to stay on your path, try your best every day, and give 110%.